Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start by taking a look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart. And we'll start by mapping out the current range that we're trading in. Of course, this is the low that took out the previous high. So as prices continue to move in an upward direction, we see it has been making higher highs. Of course, higher lows, higher highs. It's bullish right now, and I don't see any reason to see if this can pull back down into any area of discount or anything like that. It still continues to push. Highs are being broken. Support is being formed. So we'll be looking at a type of bullish momentum, which is starting to pick up early in the early morning hours of today. Looking for any type of buying opportunity to target the highs of the overall range. Only way it's possible that it would continue or go back down to another area of demand or discount if it starts to break down these lows. But right now, looking like the bullish push is still in, but you do have to check DXY, the dollar index, because it could be at the lows. Could have put in the low for this current time period, and it may start to rebound, which is why you just be cautious in this area, but still just bullish because swing structure bullish, internal structure obviously bullish, fractal structure bullish, starting to break the highs of this internal range, of this internal structure, sorry, and continue to target the highs of the overall range. GBP USD continues to push up. Let's go ahead and map out the current range. It's just in this upward channel. And as you can see, of course, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Then start to consolidate sideways. Hasn't broken past the highs. This would have been the high, like on Euro USD. As soon as it does that, you can expect it to go ahead and target the highs of the overall range and continue pushing in an upward direction. But just be cautious because this is a upward channel, which means the liquidity is building. On an ascending channel, which means liquidity is building under these lows. Right now, just waiting for any type of fundamental news. Of course, there's war going on, which can affect the dollar index and other commodities. But right now, clearly just trading in between this in between this range. Should expect it to still be bullish. There's liquidity sitting over these highs, liquidity sitting under these lows. It does start to break down. This is a support area. Could break down. Or expect it to target the liquidity sitting under these lows, but continue higher as swing structure bullish, internal structure bullish. It has to break out past these highs, fractal highs, in order to expect it to go ahead and take out the highs of the overall range. AUD USD. And let's go ahead and map out the current range. As prices continue to push higher, goes higher highs, higher lows. This is the high of this range. And then price starts to consolidate, start to break down under this support area. But this is the previous, I don't trade trend lines, but just to get a visual of where that liquidity is. Liquidity sitting under these lows, but current price structure. Of course, the high, this high was formed, but it was in an area of consolidation. Prices took out the support area, the lows, and then buyers step back in, starting to break highs again. There's liquidity sitting over these highs, so looking to see that prices will target maybe a good time to buy now as prices start to break past, like I said, these highs. Internal structure bullish, swing structure bullish, and expect to target the highs of our range. But again, just be careful and looking for any type of dollar news, as the dollar index may have been hitting the lows of its current structure. NZD USD. Similar chart. Let's go ahead and map out the current range. Of course, bullish, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, high of the overall range. Then it starts to consolidate, trace back down, forms support. Broke under this. Now starting to test this trend line. But let's see the current structure. Seller step back in, started to break down. Like I said, couldn't break past these lows. So this is the support that's formed. Now buyers should step back in and see if it can get past this area to target the highs of the overall range, but only looking for buying opportunities. Swing structure bullish, fractal structure bullish, internal structure bullish, starting to make highs on the smaller scale. So we'll be waiting to see if it can but I'll be waiting to see if it can go ahead and break past this only different pair, because I'll wait for it to break up and then retrace before taking a buying opportunity for this particular pair, because it's starting to test where this trend line was forming. But overall, I was just looking for any type of bullish momentum to take out the highs of the overall range. GBP AUD. Let's go ahead and map out the current range. Of course, it's been bearish. Came back and retest. Of course, it's been bearish. Broke structure downside. Came back to retest this lower high. This is still this strong lower high. Waiting to see any push back down right now. Sellers are stepping back in. Could be a good opportunity to buy. As I was looking for, this came back down, started to break structure to the downside. But then last week, buyer stepped back in. But as long as this continues, as long as this lower high continues to not be taken out, it's still bearish in my opinion. Swing structure bearish. Internal structure became bullish, but now internal structure starting to be bearish again, breaking down fractally, and this is a support area. If it starts to break down these lows, I would expect these lows to be taken out. But just know this is a strong support area also, but expecting the lows to be taken out of the overall range once it starts taking out these lows. GBP NZD. And it's a similar chart. Let's go and map out the current range. Of course, prices retraced back into premium, as we've been saying last week, and then seller stepped back in, started to break structure to the downside. Started to break structure to the downside. Of course, this support area held up. Well, no, it broke down, but then buyers, once it did break down, said the buyer stepped back in. Could have been a sweep if prices continue to push higher, but as you can see now, just like GBP AUD, seller started to step back in. Swing structure bearish, fractal structure bearish, started to break down, and internal structure starting to be bearish. So it could be a good time to take any selling opportunities as bearish momentum picks up. This is an area of support to be careful of, and this also, as long as prices start to take out these lows of this internal structure, then I'll be expecting the lows of the overall range to be taken out. So only looking for selling opportunities just with GBP AUD. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.